what is intentional eating and why should you care about it? Why is it important? Well, this day and age, we've gotten to a place where it's more important to get through the drive-through fast so we can get it into our mouths fast, so we can be on with our day fast. And totally explains why you have so many diseases, so many things that are bothering people this day and age that they don't even realize could be solved or at least helped by going back to having an intent behind their meal, going away from getting it fast, eating it fast. Simply, intentional eating is having an intent or a goal in mind, being mindful when you are about to eat. It's taking that moment, and even prior to that moment of eating, it's having intentions behind your meals, what you're going to make. Is it goal oriented? Do you have weight loss, for instance? Is there a weight loss goal in mind? Is there a health goal in mind? Are you trying to keep your health in check? Are you trying to get healthier? Are you trying to remain the healthiest, right, that we can be? All of these concepts go behind being mindful before you eat. What are some simple things we can do to achieve this? Well, eat your meal slowly. Take time to chew your food. We've gotten to a place, again, where how fast can I chew it, break it down into maybe 3 to 4 pieces to swallow it, to get it down. The more you chew your food, the more you help the southern process. We'll leave it at that. So this goes along with it. Chew slowly. Enjoy your food. Put down your fork from time to time. If you're sitting at the table with your family, another one, turn off any distractions around you. We also forget how many times we're chewing or putting the fork to our mouth when we're watching a movie, the news, a television program. It's just shoveling into the mouth instead of stopping to think about why we're eating, where it's going, because we should think about that too. Now, for some people, this next tip or point that I'm about to talk about isn't something that we tend to think about quite often, but how does the food that you're about to eat or that you're eating make you feel? How do you feel prior to that moment when you sat down to eat? These are really important because, number one, if we're not in a good mindset before we sit down to eat, and it doesn't matter if this meal that we're about to consume is the most beautiful, nutrient-dense meal. If the mindset is not in a calm state, in a mindful state, then you won't process and digest that food the way it's meant to be. Are you eating out of stress, anxiety? Are you not feeling very good in that moment? And so you go to grab the probably least healthy fast item, chips, something salty, something sweet, to satisfy that feeling. So again, the intentions behind that moment are not the greatest when sitting down to eat. We have to reevaluate our hunger cues and if we're hungry or if we're thirsty. So instead of taking that moment to say, I'm gonna grab the bag of chips or I'm gonna eat the ice cream, maybe take a moment to brew a cup of tea, a decaffeinated tea, warm water with lemon, and just sit and sip it for a few moments and see how you feel after that, if you're still hungry or if it was just, again, a stress response telling you to grab the bag of chips or the ice cream. And the last one is a very significant but pretty simple one. Stop eating when you're full. Sounds pretty easy, right? But how many of us have reached that point in the meal where we see it and it's almost like this competition in our head, like we're the only person at a food challenge and we have to complete the challenge. Well, it's not a challenge. you're eating to nourish yourself, so stop when you're full or you're not gonna feel good. We wanna live healthfully, right? So I think taking these tips and implementing it into our lives is one way of doing so. I hope all this information helped you in some way, shape, or form understand the concept of intentional eating, of what it takes to be more mindful with our eating, and how to practice or implement it into our daily lives. Thank you.